Hi Aerial Yogis, I'm Camille and welcome back to my CAMIYOGA Aerial Yoga channel. So today guys, we going through another flow and it will be kind of all levels but more to intermediate to advanced, like I always give options, but this will be more intense through some of the backbends, so be aware of that. And also if you're interested in learning more flows or behind the scenes of how to teach aerial yoga class, you can check all my courses here down below. Also, if you're interested in owning one of the aerial yoga hammock or silk, it's also in my website. I'll just check everything down in description as always with all the discount codes and stuff. But anyway, let's go back to the class. And at first we will go slowly with repetition, and then we will flow through one breath, one movement to feel the flow throughout. And this class will be focused more on overall body flexibility and strength, more like flexibility. We will include more of the back bends, but as well as hip openers, stretches, and throughout the thing, and shoulders, like everything, so the whole body, right? And by the way, if you want to support me, you can always become a member in my YouTube channel and membership section, or maybe it depends where you're watching, either computer or phone or tablet. The button might be just under the video, the join button. So there you go. So first of all, just make sure your silk is by your hips height. And I will turn mostly through the flow sideways so that it would be more clear for you, but you can do all the flow just facing me like this, okay? So just stand in the middle in your plumb line, and then I will turn away. You don't need to do that. And let's start to a little bit warm up the spine, okay? So in standing cat-cows. So feet hips apart and hold your silk in front. Inhale and exhale, slowly draw your belly downwards, lift your head upwards. And then exhale around your back, tilt your pelvis and look to your belly, rounding. Inhaling and open through your chest, elongate your neck and slightly press the silk forwards to open up through the front of the body, while exhaling and rounding and extending through the back of the body. So squeezing your belly and squeezing your glutes. Inhaling, opening and arching, exhaling, curling in and squeezing to the body center. So just a few more like this. Inhaling, opening, exhale and curl in. Last one. And exhale inwards. Okay, and let's stay for a little bit to open up even more into this standing like puppy pose. So keep on pressing, keep looking upwards, and imagine a few directions. So the belly is still going downwards, pressing through the lower and middle back, while chest keep on pressing forward and the neck is upwards, right? So keep feeling that extension and active arch. It's not that we just put the body, we're actually arching and engaging the back muscles. So just a little bit to extend and open. One more breath in. And breathing out, grab the silk more firmly. We will stretch out now through the legs. So now bring your feet together and we will move into the pyramid pose. So inhale and exhale, bring your left leg all the way back. And now just make sure that your back foot is like 45 degrees angle. And the feet is not one after another, it's still hips apart, okay? A little bit hips apart. So not one after another. Okay, so when you find your feet position, inhale and exhale. Again, we're drawing the belly downwards and using your arms, you're sliding through the silk forwards. So moving to the hands in the silk to deepen the pose. And then you can bend your elbows so that if you want to deepen it even more, to feel the stretch through the front of the right leg, front leg, but the back of the right leg, so the hamstrings, calves, ankles, and make sure you're slightly drawing your back hip, which is your left, slightly forwards, while the right hip draws backwards, right? So we're creating that we keep our hips in squared line, and also again to feel more of the stretch. So keep breathing deeply to awaken the back of the legs. One more breath in, breathing out, and then inhale and turn to your side. I will turn to you. So we in this like wide angle forward fold position, and we will add a wide angle plank, moving forth and back. So we inhale in here, but exhale, bring your weight on your tiptoes, hold yourself firmly, and press your belly and pelvis downwards. Inhaling, coming back on the heels. We'll show you on the sides. Inhaling, exhaling, one straight line, the whole body strong. As you see, elbows by my ears. Inhaling, coming back on your heels. So exhaling again, drawing your weight forwards on your tiptoes. Inhaling back, just don't leave your pelvis arch. Everything is tucked in while you're moving in this wide plank. So just a few more. Exhaling forwards. Inhaling, bring back your weight on the heels. And the last one. Okay, and inhaling, coming back. Let's move more through the hips. So that's Skandasana, or as we call it in here, dragon lunge. So just bend the back leg if we were like this. So left leg, bend, knee, and go on your tiptoes while the right leg is extended, and as much as you can, just keep touching the ground. But if you have some issues with the knees, just don't go all the way. Okay, so you can keep like this. So the left knee would be, heel will be still on the ground, and you're not going as deep, right? So either here, if it's available, go all the way down. And now we're moving dynamically a little bit to warm up even more the hip joints. So just moving as slow as possible from one leg and to the other, just moving from side to side. Or if you were higher in this lunge, right? So you're coming in here. Still the same motion, just a little bit higher. Always listen to your body, right? You would feel pleasant stretch and engagement of the body. No pain. If you feel pain, always pull back and perhaps reduce the intensity of the pose. Okay, so just a little bit more moving, move a little bit like drawing a infinity shape or H shape through your legs, through your hips. And then let's meet in the front of the mat. Turn your back hip inwards into the low lunge. Okay, so even more will stretch through the legs and hips. So inhaling into the half split. So activate your front leg, foot flexed, and keep drawing your nose towards the knee. Make sure you're not just sitting on your heel, okay, because you won't feel that much of a stretch. More of the tailbone is going backwards and up. So exhaling and pressing your pelvis and hips downwards to stretch through the hip flexors, but inhaling and stretching through the back of the front of the leg and into the half split or low lunge. Okay, so just a little bit moving forth and back while releasing your neck and just passively stretching through the shoulders, the front shoulder line. Okay, and let's meet in a low lunge. Now, as you're pressing still through your hips downwards, let's leave it there. Now let's open up the chest, the upper body. So you can move by slightly opening your arms to the side. Just make sure your elbows slightly bent, that your shoulders won't squeeze you in. Okay, so keep that space around your neck, looking upwards, exhaling down. Inhaling, opening through the front of the body. Exhaling downwards, and let's stay with that opening. Okay, so looking up, slight bend, and if you want add more intensity, bend the back leg and draw your head towards your foot. A few more breaths. Last one. And breathe them out. Come back into the neutral position. Put your toes just on the mat. Lift up through the back knee, and let's jump lift into the hip hang, or if it's not available, just in a regular way, come into hip hang. Okay, so let's meet here, and let's warm and activate more back muscles, and let's fly a little bit into the spaceman exercise. Okay, so just walk slightly backwards, open your legs as if in wide scorpion, and it will look like as if we're flying forth and back. Okay, so now let's start slightly slower, then we increase the movement. Okay, so just let it be more clear. So look forwards, bend your elbows, press away from the mat, and instantly tuck your toes, your legs just under, as further as you can to the front of the mat. Okay, and then put your palms back, place it back on the mat while opening the legs to the sides and coming back into the scorpion. So and I will turn to you, that it would be clear. So as we are here, we're pressing away and stepping forwards and flying again back into the scorpion. So just keep on coming forth and back and let your body just fly. As you see, my legs a little bit moving from sideways, and then you see sides and then back. And at some point you will feel that you're not even, none of the limbs are touching the ground, only you pressing on the last point, either palms on the ground, either toes on the ground. So just a little bit more, flying forth and back, engaging the back in this fun motion. Woo! Okay, last one, going forth and going back. Let's stay here, as now we will do the actual scorpion, the full scorpion. So keep your weight over your wrist, so draw it forwards, lift your head up, and start, bring your toes towards your head. Now make sure you're not just pressing downwards. This is passive scorpion. We want activation of the upper body, shoulders, arms, right, the back, glutes, everything is engaged for the back of the body. So keep squeezing your glutes and drawing your feet as close to the head while lifting through the shoulder blades, pressing away from the floor, looking forwards. So just a little bit more. One last breath. And now breathing out, we will do the bow pose, full bow. If that's not available, you can do half bow. Okay, we did that in previous classes some time ago. But in here we will do the full bow. So we grabbing both our ankles, one, the other, and that you would not just hang here and touch the ground. You need to press away actively through your legs to create the resistance. So we're opening not only backwards, but to the sides, and lift your head up. Okay, so full bow, and trust in the silk. Let's full bow, press into your back of the thighs. Keep pressing away. If that's a little bit scary, do the half bow, okay? One hand on the ground. Keep pressing here. If you want to even more deepen, you can try to bind the feet and bring your elbows to the front. Well, that's advanced variation. Okay, so over here, either here, or either half bow. So one more breath in, wherever you are, and breathing out. Let's go into the child's pose. Just curl into the little ball by hugging your shins, nose towards the knees, rounding the back from the back bends. One more breath in, breathing out. Okay, and let's come out of the pose through simply or through the back flip. So 4 fingers inwards and pulling yourself up and into the tabletop. Just press forward through your arms, extend them through your arms and your back while pulling a little slightly backwards through your tailbone, and swing from side to side. Okay, and let's move on to the other side. So first of all, let's meet in a puppy pose. So inhaling and exhale, bring yourself behind your back, move slightly forwards, feet hips apart. Inhale and exhaling, pressing the silk forward as well as your chest while drawing your belly downwards and neck upwards. Remember those 3 directions. Slightly Opening, stretching through the front of the body. One big breath. And breathing out, grab the silk as we move on to the pyramid pose. So bring your feet slightly closer, almost touching. And now let's leave the left leg front and the right leg going backwards into 45-degree angle. Remember? Like still hips apart, not one after another. Yeah. And inhaling and exhaling, drawing your belly downwards, but just this time we're moving together with the silk and hands down to increase stretching and like stretchy feeling through the back of the left leg, through the hamstrings, calves, and perhaps bending your elbows. Keep drawing your nose towards your knee, and to even feel more of the feeling intensity, just bring your left hip backwards, right hip forwards. One more breath in, breathing out. Okay, and now we turn to the side. So I will turn to you. Okay, and let's move to that wide foot plank dynamically. So inhaling, exhaling, and bring your weight towards your toes. Tuck your pelvis under, inhaling, coming back. And exhaling and moving in one straight line. Elbows just by your ears, so the whole body is engaged. Feel the legs, feel the glutes, core, the whole back, and the upper back with the shoulders and upper arm deltoids. So just a few more. Last one. Okay, and let's coming back. Now, we will move to Skandasana, or that dragon lunge, from side to side. And this time, since you are actually to the other side like this, so we will start to bend our back leg, which is your right. Okay? So I will just turn to you, but you won't see my butt. So if we're turning our right knee, either here, or if you feel discomfort in your knee, just a little bit higher, make your lunge higher, okay? And let's move from side to side, moving through your hips, your knees, through your ankles, increasing mobility through the joints, as well as increasing flexibility. So just a little bit more, and feel that motion a little bit like this, right? Like infinity kind of sign. Really relax your neck. Okay, and let's meet in the front of the mat. So just your left leg should be in front, right leg still in the back, and let's lower down all the way to the low lunge. Okay, so let's get back to more of the extension and deepening the stretch through the legs. So inhaling and extend your front leg into the semi-split, foot flex, nose towards the knee. Exhaling into the low lunge and improving that flexibility through the hip flexors. Inhaling, opening, extending, exhaling, and pulling your belly downwards as well as your pelvis. And just remember the upper body is passively just hanging, passively opening through the shoulders, through the chest. Okay, and the last one. And exhaling here. Okay, let's leave a lunge while the hips are doing their thing. We will now move through the upper body. So inhaling and slightly slide through the silk and open the chest. Neck long. Again, don't release it completely. And exhaling, we're releasing just forwards. Inhaling, quite actively opening. And exhaling all the way forwards and down. Okay, and this time let's hold either here, or if you want to deepen your back bend, just bend the back leg, draw your head towards the foot. Keep breathing. Last breath in. Breathing out, coming back to the neutral, and let's lift up into the higher lunge and meet in hip hang position for a flip and regular way. And let's fly through the spaceman. So open your legs wide, look forward and press away as we are here, and exhaling back into the wide leg scorpion. And when you're going in the front on your tiptoes, try to lift up through your back muscles as high as you can, while still pressing through your hips forward, right? The weight is still forward, but the still would keep under your hip bones. Otherwise, if you release it on your heels, it will just slide off onto your belly, right? So we keep on pressing always and creating that resistance. Okay, the last one. And forwards, and let's meet in the back. Just this time, keep your shoulders over the wrists, look forwards, and start to bring your feet towards the head. If I walk too much backwards, so if I'm backwards, I might roll you over. So find that spot that you could hold the position, okay? So keep lifting up through your shoulder blades. Make sure you're not just collapsing and releasing the upper body, okay? We want that engagement. And draw your legs. Keep breathing. Curling into this like C shape. Okay, I will turn to the side. Just a little bit more. Keep holding, keep pressing. Keep your weight over the wrist, over the palms. One more breath in. And we move into the half bow or full bow. So whichever it is, just grab either one ankle or both ankles and press away, actively looking forwards. Again, the whole back is still engaged while we strengthening and increasing flexibility through the spine. And either here, or if you want to even deepen more, let's turn the foot toes inwards and then extending even into the deeper pose. Wherever you are, keep breathing. Feel the openness through the front of the body and engagement through the back of the body. Last breath in. And breathing out, curl into the little ball, squeeze everything inwards. Last breath in. Breathing out, just come out of the silk and let's meet into the tabletop. Press your hands forward, then belly downwards to extend. And just swing from side to side to release everything through the back. Okay, and inhaling, coming up all the way. Okay, so now we will go through the flow. That means we won't repeat, we won't hold the poses, everything will be connected and combined. So if it will be too speedy, don't worry about it. You can skip some poses or perhaps pause the video or come back to make sure you know a little bit more the sequence. As I mentioned, now we will move from one move, one breath. So quite everything will be speedy, okay? And always remember that we have those options. Now I won't mention them. I will do that more at intermediate and advanced level, but if it's too much, remember we talked about Skandasana, you can do it higher. Half bow is also a motion option, not motion option. So there you go. Let's start. We will start with the left leg going backwards in pyramid. Just make that you won't mix up around, okay? And on the right side, there will be a moment that I will face backwards to you, okay? So as it will be again in a faster pace. Okay, so let's stand again in the middle, and we will begin with the puppy pose. Inhale and exhale, press downwards and forwards, reaches, look up. Inhaling, lift up and bring your left leg back in. Exhaling, sliding all the way down into the pyramid. Inhaling and turning to the side into wide angle. Exhaling just one time, pressing forwards into the plank. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling, bending your left knee into Skandasana, moving on to the other side and turning all the way forwards into the low lunge. Inhaling into the half split. Exhaling again forwards into the low lunge. Inhaling, opening through the chest. Exhaling, perhaps bending your back knee into the deeper back bend. Inhaling and lifting up in the high lunge. Exhale and flipping into the hip hang. Inhaling, walk slightly backwards, opening through the legs. Exhaling, press away, fly through the spaceman. And inhaling, coming back. Exhale, walk slightly forward and into the scorpion. And then inhale and bring your ankles. Exhaling, press away into the bow, a half bow. And inhaling, exhale, curl into the little bow. Grab the silk, 4 fingers in. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, tabletop. And swing it out before we move on the other side. Okay, so inhaling all the way into the standing. Let's move through the right side, okay? So feet hips apart, inhale, and exhaling, pressing down and forwards, opening into puppy. Inhaling slightly up, exhaling, and bring your right foot backwards, sliding through the hands into the pyramid. And inhaling, turning to the side, so I will face away from you. Exhale into the plank. Inhaling, coming back. Exhale, bending your right knee, the back knee. Inhaling to the left knee and turn all the way to the front of the mat. Okay, and inhaling and stretching through the front of the leg, extending into half split. Exhale into the low lunge. Inhaling, opening through the chest, perhaps bending back knee. Exhale. Inhaling, coming up into the high lunge. Exhale, flip into the hip. And inhale, walk slightly backwards, open your legs wide. Exhale, press away. And inhaling back. This time we exhaling and curling into the scorpion, pressing away firmly. And inhaling, grabbing your ankles. Exhale, press backwards, opening even more. And inhale, exhale, and squeezing into the little ball. Grab your silk. Inhale, and exhaling into the tabletop. Swing it out to release everything through. Okay, and inhaling into standing. Let's release everything completely into the hanging position. So just back straddle, perhaps bending your silk in half for the more comfort and to reduce pressure on your lower back. Let's meet upside down. And just choose your own variation of your arms, either interlacing over your head, perhaps opening wide. Or maybe if you want to stretch more of the front of the shoulder line, just interlace the fingers behind your back to whichever is comfortable and feel that complete release. Feel how the hips opening, belly sinks in, and the whole back elongates. Relax your neck, perhaps your shoulders if your hands are just resting. Feel your facial muscles relaxing as well. And then again, everything is just extending and releasing. Few more breaths. Last breath in. And breathe out. And let's come out of the pose all the way on the mat into child pose, just again to rebalance the blood pressure. So look to your belly and hook your legs, perhaps flip out all the way. And just into the simple child's pose, arms by your sides or under your forehead. Just whichever is more comfortable. Knees might be open more, if that's what you like. And just feel the breath, feel the expansion through the rib cage, how the belly presses into the thighs, into the legs. And exhaling, everything is sinking inwards. Feel the back extending. Last breath in. Breathing out. And inhaling slowly, come up for a round back. And perhaps you would like to relax for the final relaxation into the Shavasana in cocoon. And if you're not sure how to jump into it, there's a video here above. And we will meet in there for a short time. But of course, you can extend your relaxation by pausing the video or just relaxing, even though I will talk after that. So just make yourself comfortable. And Shavasana is very crucial after the whole practice to just let everything to sink in through the body, what we moved today, what we strengthened, what we stretched, as today's the class was more focused on overall body flexibility and mobility, so that everything would, balanced throughout. And plus, when the body is just still, we move into this calmness, calming our mind, thoughts. So even if there are thoughts, they just come and go as they are. So just feel how the body is just sinking into the silk, into the space. Few more breaths in here, or as I mentioned before, you can stay here for longer. But if you are ready to go on with your day, let's stretch out, so arms over your head, perhaps stretching from side to side. And let's come out of the silk. Okay, guys, so this is the end of our today's practice. Let me know how it was, or maybe you have some ideas for the upcoming other classes, what you would like to learn, or to focus the class on some body parts or some other things maybe you have in mind. And as always, you know the drill, just like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification button that you would be the first to know about when I release the new classes. And as you know, my classes vary. Some of them are more vinyasa, some of them like flows, some of them are yin, and maybe flips and tricks. So we mix around, and once again, you can just comment down below all your thoughts and shares about the practice. So other than that, thanks for practicing with me, and I see you in the other videos and the other classes. So have a beautiful day, and namaste. Bye.